A few months ago, I made this video showing you how to create consistent characters, but some of you have not been able to hack this yet. So in today's tutorial, I'll share with you a fail-proof method that you can use to create your own consistent characters. And yes, anyone can absolutely do this. In fact, I use the same exact method for my projects as well. And just make sure you stay till the very end because we'll be doing this in 3 simple stages. Also, don't worry, we'll be using just one AI tool for all this. The first thing that you'll want to do is go over to Promi AI, then go over to the AI image generator. So in this first step, we'll be creating the faces of our consistent character. And yes, you heard correctly, faces. So in the prompt area, we're going to input a prompt that will describe only the face. So please get that clearly. You're only going to describe what is in the face, like the eyes, the nose, the color of the hair, and all that. That is the only thing that you're going to do in this step. So secondly, we're going to choose the style. So for instance, in my prompt, I have described the style that I want to use. So in the style option, I'm just going to leave this at custom. You can go ahead and choose a style if you've not described one in your prompt. For the scene, you're going to leave that blank as well because we just want a clean background. Next, you're going to choose the perspective, and this is where part of the magic happens because this is where we're going to choose whether we want a front view of our face or a side view or a back view, whichever perspective that you want for your face. So for instance, you can combine different perspectives, but in this case, you'll just go ahead and choose a front view for our face. So once that is done, again, you're just going to now start generating. Now I'll just go ahead and generate with this. So here we have our first set of images. As you can see, we have a clean background. That is what we wanted. And also we only have an image of the face, like we only have the shoulders upwards, and that is exactly what we wanted. Before I forget, if you're creating a human character, it's good to go ahead and mention the age of the character that you're creating. Don't forget to mention that in your prompt. If you want to see different facial expressions in your character, you can go ahead and insert that after the descriptive part of the prompt. But again, don't go ahead messing with the part of the prompt that describes the general outlook of the character. So we can go ahead and say maybe the character is laughing or crying or, looking sad. You can go ahead and insert all that and generate the faces that you want. So for instance, you can see now we have our character and she is laughing. So next you can go ahead and input a different facial expression. So this is the part where you can go ahead and generate all the facial expressions that you want. So as you can see in my prompt, this is the part that shows the facial expression of the character. So this is the part that I can go ahead and change and get different facial expressions. So for instance, now I'm going to insert a different facial expression in this part. So I'll just go ahead and do that. Now I'll just go ahead and generate with this. The perspective is still the front view. So I'll just go ahead and generate another front view of our character. So here is our character and she's kind of smiling. So basically you get the idea. In this stage, you're just going to generate all the facial expressions that you want for your character. And you're also going to generate all the perspectives that you want for the face. So if you want your character to be looking backwards or sideways, this is the part where you do all that. Now that you know how to create different facial expressions for your character, let's go ahead and choose a different perspective. So I'll just go over to perspective and I'm going to remove the front view. Now I'll go ahead and choose the rear view. So once that is done, I'll go back to our prompt. Next, I'll go back and delete the part of the prompt that describes the front facial features like the nose, the eyes, and all that. Because if you leave them there, you're likely to get a face that is still just facing forward. So again, I'll just go ahead and generate with that. And as you can see, we have our character age appropriate, the hair is just the same, the skin tone is the same. So now you can go ahead and regenerate if you do not like the images that you get. But again, I feel like this is just perfect for what I'm creating. Next, I'll go ahead and reinsert the part of the prompt that I cut out earlier. So I'll just go ahead and paste it back just to be sure that it is the exact prompt that I've been using. After that, I'll go ahead and change the perspective. This time, I'll go ahead and choose maybe a side view since we've not used that. So I'll go ahead and choose the side view and remove the rear view, Then I'll go ahead and generate with that. So again, here we have our character with the rear view. So remember, if you do not like the images that you've gotten, you can always go ahead and regenerate. There's no harm in doing that. So far, as you can see, our character is coming along really well. So just go ahead and generate all the faces that you need for your character. So I've been generating 3 images per generation. So just to keep my things organized, I'll just go ahead and delete some of the images that I do not like or that I'll not go ahead and use, just to stay organized. So again, I'll just go to the very top, click on the ellipses, and then I'll just go ahead and hit delete. So if I like an image, I'm just going to leave it so that it becomes so easy for me in the next part. I don't have to keep wondering which image I wanted to use. So once you have the different variations of your face, it's time for step 2. Now this is the simplest step of all, because all you're doing is removing the backgrounds of the images that we just generated. To do that, go over to the specific image, click on edit, go to the very bottom, click on more, then go ahead and look for background removal. At the very bottom, you'll see it. So once you click on this, a new window is going to open up just like this. Once that is done, now go over to background and just choose the transparent background in this case. So we're going to choose this specific one and you're going to hit generate. Now we are going to do this for all the images that we generated in the previous step. So again, just go to the specific image, click on edit, then down, click on more, then click on background remover. So I have done that for all the images. As you can see, we have the images over here and they all have a transparent background. So that is all you need for our very final step. So for our very final step, what we'll be doing is simply outpainting. Now to do that, all you need to do is go over to the images that have no background. So we'll just go to the specific image, click on edit, then click on outpainting. So once you do that, a new window is going to open just like this. So as you can see, we have a prompt area. We also have an option to choose the size that we want, and you can also choose the number of images. So for size, you can go ahead and input your own custom size, or you can go ahead and choose any of the pre-made templates over here. In my case, I'll go ahead and choose 9:16. Next, I'll go to the image itself. Then I'll go over to this crop option. So I'm going to crop this image such that I'll be left with only the head. I do not want the shoulders downwards. I just want the neck all the way upwards. So once that is done, now what you need to do is go ahead and position this head where you'd imagine it would be in your image. So don't worry, you can always go ahead and regenerate if you get this wrong. So I'll just go ahead and place this head over here because I want my character to be standing, to be in an upward position. So once I have placed the image, the head where I want it to be, next I'll go ahead and input a prompt. So in this prompt, it's always good to mention the style that you used earlier on so that it can be outpainted in the same style. So it would also be helpful if you input the age of the character that you're generating. So this canvas is yours to do whatever you want with. So now you can go ahead and describe what the character is wearing, what they are doing, where they are. It's all going to be just seamlessly done. So I have input this prompt over here. You can also choose the number of images that you want per generation. So you can choose either 1, 2, or 3. In my case, I'll just choose 3. It doesn't matter. So I'll just go ahead and hit generate. So first we have our first set of images. As you can see, very perfect images. Now in some cases you'll realize that maybe the body doesn't balance with the head. All you need to do is just go ahead and adjust the head in the canvas and then go ahead and regenerate. It's really that simple. I don't think anyone can fail at this. Now you can choose for your character to be jumping, to be running, to be kicking a ball. Anything can happen at this point. You can literally outpaint this character to be doing whatever it is that you want them to be doing. So again, you can go ahead and outpaint with a different prompt. So here she is just walking. Well, I have just regenerated the same image. So now these heads are yours to do whatever you like with. Just go ahead and choose whichever head you want. If the scene calls for your character to be laughing, go ahead and choose the character that has a head that is laughing. Then choose the canvas. Next, go ahead and crop the head out. Once you have that, then go ahead and input in the prompt whatever you want this character to be doing, wherever you want them to be. Whether you want them to be in a house, sitting on a chair. As you can see here, we have a character. She's just sitting on a chair at home. You can literally do anything you want with this character. Again, when you're outpainting, remember to be mindful of the age of your character. So, like I said, where you place your head and the size of the head that you give is going to determine the size of the character that's going to come out of the canvas. Now, I'll just go ahead and outpaint this character. So first, I'll go ahead and crop the head. Again, I'll just hit done once that is done. So now I'll go ahead and choose the size. Now remember, if your character is supposed to be a small kid and all that, maybe choose, and you want a portrait image, you can go ahead and choose a size like maybe 2:3 or 3:2. That way you get a shorter character. Now this one is coming out very tall because of the aspect ratio that I chose. I've chosen 9:16. As you can see, this character looks a bit older, not 12. So if I wanted a 12-year-old character, I'll just go ahead and choose a shorter, canvas size. Again, be mindful of that, and also the size of the head that you choose and where you place it on the character is also going to play a huge role on how your character is going to come out. But all in all, I don't think anyone can truly fail in this. So again, let's just do another image over here of the rear view. So again, I'll just go ahead and input the prompt that I want and then hit generate. So let's see. So here we have the output images and they're just as good. So basically, this is the easiest way that you can guarantee to have your character as consistent as possible. You may have to go through these steps, but at least at the end of it, you're sure you're going to get the exact type of character that you want, and you're also going to get the consistency that you want in your characters. Now, let me know if you have any problem with this. If you have any question, don't hesitate to put it in the comment section below. I'll be more than happy to clarify anything that is not clear. Let me also mention that if you already have a face somewhere that you want to use the same method with, you can go ahead to background remover in this same AI tool. Next, upload it over here to remove your background, and then you can continue with the steps just like I showed earlier. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.